Hello chums, Robert Ross in Comedy Cottage here. Hope you're well, fighting fit and keeping up to date with all the news across the globe at the moment. Worrying, but stay safe and stay well. I'm helping all of us keep a bit of joy in our lives by recommending you watch comedies and musicals. We're watching lots of comedies and musicals at the moment and it's keeping our spirits up. To that end, this coming Saturday the 28th of March, is the very first in our sort of resurrection of those glorious Friday and Saturday night horror double bills of our youth. And thanks to my good mate Alan Coles, this is his idea, we're going to do the first comedy horror double bill. And the films we're going to watch from 7 p.m. GMT is Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein, which for a lot of us was probably the first introduction to those glorious Universal monsters, and Bela Lugosi and Glenn Strange and Lon Chaney Jr. play it so beautifully straight against Bud and Lou. So we're going to start with that, and followed by the legendary Mel Brooks comedy Young Frankenstein. So keep your eye on Twitter and Facebook. I'll be, online watching I'll be watching the films, but if you've got questions, just hashtag comedy horror, and I'll pick it up either during the film or afterwards, and we'll have a chat about some facts and figures and fun about those two particular films. Funny enough, as if we planned these things, the latest Robert Ross Comedy Heroes podcast has gone live now, and this one is dedicated to the great Marty Feldman. And Marty Feldman is just sublime in Young Frankenstein. So if you fancy listening to that, it's about 20-25 minutes before the film on Saturday night. You can get a bit of gen on Marty's past comedy credits. I must mention my good pal David Boyle, who played Marty Feldman in my play Jeepers Creepers in the West End in 2016. At the time of Crisis hitting, David was being brilliant in the West End production of The Mousetrap. When that theatre went dark, of course, it came off like a lot of West End shows did, but David Boyle was brilliant in that. So hopefully when we get back up to speed, it'll be back in the West End, because, the Mousetrap without, the West End without the Mousetrap rather is like the Tower of London without the Ravens. So keep your fingers crossed, the Mousetrap will be back. And talking about the Mousetrap makes me think of my gorgeous sister, Fiona, who's holed up in Briar Cottage down in Hampshire. So a kiss to you, my lovely sis, because her favourite play is a Mousetrap. And we often meet up in the West End for a bite to eat and a West End show. And we've seen the Mousetrap countless times. I consider it like a murder pantomime, really. We always try and get to it around about November when it was first performed in the West End. But anyway, so I know Fiona's going to love this next recommendation, because tonight on Channel 5 from 9 p.m, hashtag Celebrity Murder Mystery starts tonight, and it's taken a bunch of personalities, including the wonderful Sue Pollard and ex-newsreader Angela Rippon, who still in my vivid imagination is dancing with Eric and Ernie somewhere. But they're in this thing tonight from 9 o'clock on Channel 5. They're taken back to a 1920s country mansion for a bit of fun. So check into that. Fiona's going to love it. So watch it tonight, Fiona. What else was I going to tell you? Oh yes, if you are a lady who has anxieties or concerns, or just wants a little bit of fun company during this crisis, there's a wonderful thing starting today at 4 p.m. GMT, hashtag Wonderbirds, and that is Sherry Houston, Harriet Thorpe, Dee Anderson and Debbie Arnold live from their homes, chatting, giving you advice, just keeping you some company. So check onto that. I think it's on Facebook. We'll put the little details at the bottom here, but hashtag Wonderbirds, that's going to be a real comfort and a lot of fun. So good luck with that, ladies. That's going to be great. And finally, I mentioned yesterday, it was the great Peter Wyngarde auction down in Bristol. I won something. Don't tell anybody. I won something. My great mate Rick Blackman has also won something gorgeous. I think he's got the plum in the pudding, actually. He's got an original Jason King, as seen on screen, snakeskin jacket. And as Rick told me, it looks better on Peter Wyngarde than on the snake. I can't argue about that. But I won one of Peter Wyngarde's rings, as worn as Jason King on telly. I won't tell you which one it was, but it was the one I really wanted. So when this is all over, mate, we'll get together. You can wear my ring, I'll wear the jacket, and we'll be Jason King in our imaginations for a few minutes. When we're back in the pub, remember the pub? I miss the pub. But thankfully, where I am, I've got my local round the corner called the King's Head, and it's in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. If you are in the near vicinity, the King's Head have got this gorgeous farm produce shop open every day, I think every day, but check the website. Again, we'll put their Twitter handle underneath here. And they're starting to do now a door-to-door service of fresh milk, fruit and veg. And the glorious thing is, you can dip round there and get 4 pints out of the taps of real ale. So it's a public service, I tell you. So if you're in the area of Aylesbury, the King's Head is your friend. Finally, you might see my good friend here, the godfather of soul, modelling a hat. Now this is from my collection, talking about as seen on screen props, and when I get my Jason King ring I will wear it for a moment, but this is a hat from my collection. Now, today's quiz, when would you have seen this on screen? Okay, the answer will be revealed tomorrow, but until then, have a great day and lots of love. Bye for now.